Hello and welcome to another edition of Nhis in a Week. In the headlines, Absa Bank pays working visit to the executive management of NHIA. A research committee has been set up for the authority, and the Central Regional Office of the authority organizes its third quarter district-based performance review. Now to the details. The executive management of the National Health Insurance Authority, led by the CEO, Dr. Okoboy, received a delegation from the Absa Bank. Discussions centered on the provision of viable relief offers for staff and the partnership with the National Health Insurance Scheme on the celebration of its 20th anniversary next year. Presenting a citation to the authority, leaders of the Absa team, Nuefa Agbegedenu, Head of Workplace Banking, and Charlotte Beidu, Head of Service Excellence, commended the NHIA for the selfless dedication to sustaining the scheme and pledged Absa Bank's support to partner with NHIS to commemorate 20 years of providing access to healthcare for millions of members registered under the scheme. Now, the NHIA has set up a committee to develop a research policy or agenda for the authority. The aim is to manage and coordinate the way research is conducted on the scheme and how the research findings can be disseminated appropriately. This is in collaboration with the Korean Foundation for International Healthcare, KOFI.
With support from the Korea Foundation for International Healthcare, that is KOFI, we are to help develop the research policy, which is supposed to provide a comprehensive and standardized framework for conducting research and disseminating the research findings on the NHIS, whether it is done by staff within or stakeholders who are outside the authority. The policy is to ensure consistency in the practices and procedures that allow stakeholders to receive timely assistance in gaining access to the information that NHIA generates. You see, we get a lot of requests from people, and sometimes they're so haphazard. And so this policy is going to guide how individuals and organizations can have access to the information from the NHIA. And I'm sure recently you may remember that the Chief Executive launched Ethical Review Committee. It is all part of the process to standardize how research is conducted on the NHIS. Again, the policy is to identify priority research areas that need immediate intervention to help the country attain UHC, that is the universal health coverage. And then with the policy and agenda, it will help to strengthen capacity and culture for conducting research within the NHIA and NHIS. And lastly, it is to help to bridge gaps and facilitate translation of research findings into policy and practice.
Now to the Central Region. The Central Regional Office of the Authority has held its third quarter performance review meeting under the theme Increasing Membership to Achieve Universal Healthcare Coverage, with the view of having an all-inclusive meeting and getting well abreast with operational issues in the region. This year's third quarter meeting took a slightly different form by holding it in the various districts in the region. The participants included staff from all district offices. Regional team members were assigned to coordinate and provide support to these meetings. These teams were led by the Regional Director, Mr. Fred Apia, and the Regional Operations Manager. Now to our final story. The Central Regional Office of the Authority has marshaled forces and deepened efforts to achieve its 2022 target of increasing membership onto the scheme. In the light of this, some district offices were grouped into 4 different zones to pitch camps in some populated communities and centers in the region to register its members from 24th of October to the 30th of October 2022. This week on Health Tip, we take a look at rheumatism. Next is NHIS tidbits. Did you know that the National Health Insurance Scheme is a social intervention program introduced by government to provide financial access to quality healthcare for all residents in Ghana and those who are on a visit to the country? Register onto the scheme or renew your membership by dialing *929#. NHIS, your access to healthcare. This is how we wrap up on today's edition of NHIS in a Week. For more stories, kindly visit our website on www.nhis.gov.gh and visit our social media platforms displayed on your screen. My name is Angela Siedu. Thanks for watching.